Hi, this is the PYP Module 4, Activity 3. I have chosen to do interview question options, and I'm sitting here today with a colleague of mine who has not taken the PYP workshop. Say hi. And I'm going to be interviewing him to find out if his teaching methodology and practices would be a good fit for a PYP classroom. So he has no knowledge of the PYP module that we've been studying this semester. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Number one question, what is the main educational or learning theory that drives your classroom teaching?
I'd say student-centered learning is a big part of my teaching. I like to engage students and have them create their own learning experiences as a good facilitator of learning.
Good answer.
Thanks.
+1. How does your teaching reflect global citizenship?
I think coming from teaching in Toronto, we have a very multicultural and diverse student population. So I think it's a sort of a byproduct of being A, raised in that environment, and B, choosing to teach in that environment.
What do you think it's important for students to learn as far as global citizenship?
I think learning to, certainly for young learners, learning to be good people. I think focusing on social skills as well as academic skills is important, especially with the deteriorating of borders. I think that's really important.
Okay. What attributes would you try to develop in your students?
What attributes? Yeah, I think openness and honesty are important. I think encouraging creativity, that's something that seems to be lacking these days. Development of good teamwork skills is quite important as well. So those are sort of the core fundamentals of how I teach.
All right. How important do you think collaboration is for teachers and in classroom activities? And can you give an example or example situation where you have facilitated or been a part of collaboration, either as a teacher with colleagues or in a classroom?
Absolutely. I think collaboration with teachers is incredibly important, not just within the grade level, but between grade levels. I mean, a lot of the times what we see is a very fragmented teaching style where kindergarten teachers don't really talk with first grade teachers, and it should be a continuation of learning. It shouldn't be very fragmented. So discussing between grade levels is important to make sure there's good continuity in terms of teaching, but I certainly within the grade level it's important as well, because we all should have the same objectives in our teaching. Teaching styles might be different, but we should all be teaching towards the same goals, whether that's curriculum goals or whether that's goals that we set as teachers. So we need to discuss those things to make sure that everyone is consistent in that case.
All right, good. What about as far as students collaborating in your classroom activities?
Well, as I mentioned, I think student-centered learning is a big part of what we do in the classroom, and I think that students collaborating with each other helps create better learning opportunities and learning outcomes. Certainly in the language classroom, in an L2 environment, we have varying proficiencies within the same grade levels or within the same classrooms, and we want those students who are of lower proficiency to have the opportunity to learn from those with higher proficiency. And certainly we know that students learn better when they teach what they know to others. That helps to sort of resubstantiate or reaffirm what they know. So giving the stronger students the chance to help younger, or the lower proficiency students, helps everybody. Everybody's winning. Okay,
so this concludes our video, and now what I'm going to do is post this into our forum, and if everyone can watch this, maybe everyone in my cohort can decide whether or not Devin would be a good hire. In my opinion, his answers were very good, especially for someone who hasn't taken this workshop over the past 4 weeks. I think his answers touched on a lot of the key issues that we've been learning about, including international mindedness, student-centered, inquiry-based learning, and the learner attributes, the 10 learner attributes of the IB learner. So I would hire Devin.
Thanks.
If I were an IB coordinator.
Thanks.
Anyway, thanks for listening, and we are finished.